It is my absolute honour to welcome you to the wedding of Corryn and Michael. You're here because you've been part of their story.
The first time I heard about Wenny was not from my daughter. It was actually from my brother, who was his boss, or one of his bosses. He came home one day after Corryn had been working a little while and said, "I think you're in trouble." I said, "Okay." He said, "Yeah, Corryn's pretty keen on a guy at work. I think it's going to be something." Of course, I grilled him. He did have a side note for me. He said, his mum is my boss's boss's boss.
It took a while before we met the lovely groom. I know she really wanted me to meet Michael, but at times I felt like a stern ethnic parent thinking, "You are not introducing any boy to me unless you're going to marry him." And fair play, she did just that. I finally met Michael at her 21st. The first things that stood out was, wow, she finally found someone taller than her.
I've even thought of an acronym for them. Corryn, Michael. Comic. But then I thought about that and I thought, yeah, they're pretty funny, but Corryn, Michael. Cosmic. Cosmic. Much more appropriate, yes.
Michael, I didn't know how much I needed you until we met, and I quickly realised I never wanted to live without you.
Their story officially began at work, with the real turning point being a team bowling night.
The days when I first met you at work, I knew you were special. You made me laugh, so nervous and excited every time you walked through the door.
Corryn, completely unaware that Michael had a thing for her, agreed to a little wager. Whoever bowled a lower score would have to buy the other a drink. Michael won, only just, and in his head this was it, the perfect opportunity to make a move. He had a smooth line planned, which was, instead of a drink, how about I take you on a date? Michael got nervous, very nervous.
I knew you were the one when early on you agreed to watch Annabelle with me. Driving all the way out to Knox, all to sit through a horror movie. Here you were, this 6'8" footy boy, absolutely terrified and squealing at the top of your lungs every few minutes. You were the only person in that whole room screaming, but I was definitely not the only person laughing.
Later that night, she made the first move, and from that moment on, things just clicked.
That early date demonstrated 3 of my favourite traits in you that have remained true our whole relationship. 1, that you have an ability to make everyone laugh and feel comfortable around you. 2, that you would do anything for the people you love. And 3, that you will scream anytime anything or anyone intentionally or often unintentionally scares you, which is still as enjoyable as it was the first time.
I'll end with a story I think best encapsulates them as a couple. Corryn and I were in New Zealand for a short holiday, about 11 days. We were having dinner and I asked if she ever got homesick. She said not really, but then paused and said she really missed Michael as this was the longest time she had ever been apart from him.
Michael, today you have made one of my dreams as a parent come true.
From the moment you came into Michael's life, you have been his best friends. 8 years of laughter, growth, travel, challenges and love. You have stood beside him through surgeries, footy seasons, long work days, and all of life's chaos. You bring out the best in him, balance him beautifully, and love him exactly the way he is.
very lucky to be marrying this man, but it is no coincidence he has turned out the way he has from your influence when you came into his life all those years ago at TAB. Your generosity, sense of humour and work ethic go hand in hand with Michael, and I look forward to seeing what both you achieve side by side for the rest of time together.
I got to love you when you were the new girl at work. I got to love you when you graduated uni. When you were the nervous girl going to your first day in the real corporate world. I got to love you when we bought our first house together. And I got to love you when we were stupid enough to rip up the backyard. And you've never looked more beautiful than when you were shoveling all that dirt. I get to love you every night when we sit on the couch together. And most importantly, I get to love you every single day for the rest of our lives.